So today we got yet another performance patch for Dragon's Dogma 2 rolled out, but this time it's a bit different. While this update further improves optimization on consoles and PC, we now also have an option under settings that lets us prioritize graphics or performance. And they have provided us with a chart that gives us a better overview of what we can expect in terms of frame rates when switching between these options, and what resolution they are upscaling from to get 4K output on a monitor. Now I think these updates we have gotten lately are very important, and they do improve the overall performance of the game a lot for most people, but it's still something we should have got months after release instead. There's a meme that's been going around in the community ever since launch that Dragon's Dogma 2 was a tech demo for Monster Hunter Wilds. It's a meme, but also very true, since its use of this new engine in an open world setting is actually much further along the way than any other division of Capcom, and we are starting to see the fruits of their labor just now with the recent patches. But it's not the first open world game to be developed with the RE engine. Back in 2021, they released Monster Hunter Rise on the same platform, and in an interview with the director, Yasunori Ichinose, he talks about the use of the RE engine and states the following: "The main technical reason is that we can use the RE engine's powerful C# scripting system, not to mention the latest graphics features of RE engine, if hardware specs allow it. In MT framework, which Dragon's Dogma was developed with, all the game logic was implemented in C++, so the build time was a problem. In RE engine, the game logic is implemented in C#, so the build time can be greatly reduced, approximately 10 seconds, which would take 100 times longer in C++. This allows for quick iterations of trial and error to make the game more interesting. It's not directly visible, but it's a very important part of development, and I think it indirectly contributes to the fun of the game. Now, the RE engine features various visual improvements over MT framework as well, including new anti-aliasing and volumetric lighting features. The engine also allows developers to use photogrammetry to create higher quality assets. It includes tools to make animations faster, such as modular rigging, motion matching, procedural animation, and motion retargeting. RE engine also has various new physics simulation options, which allows for more realistic debris. All these improvements in technology makes Dragon's Dogma 2 look pretty impressive from a visual standpoint. And while performance optimization have been subpar since launch, we slowly see with the latest updates for the game that Capcom is starting to figure things out with the new engine, especially how to work around massive open-world environments without loading screens. But it seems these improvements for Dragon's Dogma 2 kinda simply transfer over to new titles like Monster Hunter Wilds. Although we see many assets reused in this game, the system requirements for Wilds makes me worried we're gonna get another launch from Capcom in the form of a half-baked product that will get the time it needs in the oven 6 months later. But let's just look at the system requirements for both games to put this in perspective first. For Dragon's Dogma 2, they recommended an RTX 2080, which is similar to what you find in a PS5, to achieve 30 FPS on 4K resolution. Although it's not specified in these recs, it's most likely on high settings, since I've seen reports of people reaching close to 60 FPS with medium to low settings even on 4K. With the current state of the game, we are closer to medium and high settings reaching the same quality and frame rates, which is a big improvement from launch day. When looking at recs for Monster Hunter Wilds, they're asking for an RTX 2070 Super to achieve 60 FPS on 1080p resolution. But for the first time, they have added that to reach this, you'll need FrameGen enabled on medium settings. Many players are worried now that these new FrameGen technologies will be used by developers as a crutch to get these games out quicker and far less optimized than they used to be. This is certainly true for Dragon's Dogma 2 and will most likely be the case for Monster Hunter Wilds as well. But to understand how this is affecting most players, I did some research within the Steam databases to simply find out what graphics cards are the most common among players. It turns out the 3060 is the most popular GPU as of now. And comparing this with what's asked for in the system recs we saw earlier, Dragon's Dogma 2 players will need 25% more power and 15% more power for Wilds. The problems we are facing here is the product of GPU prices getting too high for general consumers. While developers are going too fast in the direction of utilizing newer GPU technologies with less focus on optimization, but rather relying on said technologies, this results in players getting far less optimized games that require higher level cards to even run properly. This, in turn, increases the tension between game developers like Capcom and players buying their games at the highest prices seen so far. All we can do now is hoping Capcom finally manages to utilize the RE engine for their new open world titles, so that most gamers can enjoy as smooth as possible experience on consoles and on PC. I'm looking forward to Wilds and an upcoming Dragon's Dogma 2 DLC next year, so let's hope they can deliver to our expectations.